My name's Sam Wheaton. I'm from Elmer. I wrote a couple questions down before I came, and still a little bit confusion. One of the questions I had was, will the community stakeholders still have a real say in what happens beyond year 5? But you're going to have a school district or a school board of education comprised of all 14 districts, but you're going to have a per capita vote per se. So a larger district's going to have. What kind of what will Elmer have? We're this big.
We're familiar with Elmer.
Yes, you are.
Yes. So I can't tell you right now what the Elmer representative would they have a 0.8 or a 1.2 in terms of what the weight of it would be. But if you think about the law as it exists now, if Elmer were part of a sending receiving district or a regional district, Elmer would have 1 out of 10 seats under most scenarios, right? So the representation on a board of education for a community like Elmer is going to be very challenging. From my viewpoint, to the extent this has any virtue at all, it's this. If Elmer is part of a larger school district right now, there are 9 people from one community, and then there's the Elmer representative. Here, while some communities would have a weighted vote of 2.2 and Elmer's might be 0.3, the best example of this, and you can read about this, is North Hunterdon Regional. So North Hunterdon, Voorhees, they have 13 constituents. They have a regional high school district that operates 2 high schools, and they use this weighted vote methodology. So my answer to your question is, from a voting standpoint, Elmer would have probably some percentage points less than the 1 out of 10 vote that it has now. The difference is that there would be no one district which dominates the voting the way it would be if Elmer joined up with a K-12 or a limited purpose regional school district where basically everybody's from one big town and then there's Elmer. Now, whether that's sufficient control for an individual community is obviously up for you folks. You look at the educational program, you look at the savings, you decide what it means to give up your vote. But this system actually is better for the smaller districts than the current system where you join a regional and you get 0 or 1 vote. So you have 10% of the kids, you get 0 vote. You don't get more than 1. Here, you're going to get some representation as opposed to the current structure for folks who join a regional school district.